Good morning, class.
Good morning, Miss Tasneem.
This is our final exam review sheet, English Grade 3. The content of this video are two things. Noor, can you please read the first one? Comprehension. Nabil, can you please read the second one? The second part is writing. The comprehension part.
Yes.
What is the title of the comprehension text that we took on the worksheet? Abbas?
Food for thought.
Food for thought. So we have three people in this picture. We have three people in this picture, and we already read the text. Who do you think these three people are? Yes, Dana? Ronelli, Dion, and their father. Food for thought. Ronelli and Dion were at the grocery store. Ronelli was in charge of watching her excitable little brother. Her father did not want him knocking things over or getting lost. Dad! Hey, Dad! Dion said. Can we buy something good to eat too? Sure, his dad mumbled. Just be sure it's healthy for you. Yay! Dion cheered. He pulled a box of cheesy potato doodles from the middle of a stack. Ronelli dove to keep the top boxes from tumbling and then looked at Dion. Don't you remember the time you ate those at Sam's birthday party? They made you sick, she reminded him. Oh, right, Dion spoke thoughtfully. He handed the box to Ronelli, who replaced it lightly on top of the others. In the next lane, Dion spotted bags of crunchy cracker sticks piled high. He lifted the top bag, causing the others to begin sliding downward. Ronelli jumped into action and stopped the slide. Now it was her turn to recall an unpleasant memory. I ate those, she told Dion. They're so salty and they made me so thirsty that I had to drink 1,000,000 glasses of water. Dion handed the bag to Ronelli, who didn't even try to put it atop the other. Instead, she leaned it on the side of the pile. Then Dion's eyes widened. He had seen the frozen food section and darted over to it. Juicy Popperos, juicy Popperos. I saw them on TV. I want them. Ronelli took a carton out of the freezer and read the label to Dion. The very first ingredient is sugar. In fact, juicy Popperos are nothing but sugar, water, and food coloring, said Ronelli. Do you remember the last time you went to the dentist? You had to have a cavity filled. Do you want to go through that again? No, Dion said. Then Ronelli noticed the fruit section nearby. Bunches of lumped grape caught her eye. How about some grape instead? They're naturally sweet and juicy too. Great, said Dion. Phew, thought Ronelli. So at the end, what did they choose? What did Dion choose? Grapes. Now we come to the questions in the comprehension section. Where did the events of the story take place? I want you to answer it in a complete sentence. Rahab?
The events of this story took place in the grocery store.
So the events of this story took place in the grocery store. The second one. Who are the characters in this story? Adam.
The characters in this story are
Dion, Ronelli, and their dad. Choose one unhealthy snack that Dion picked and then write it on the line. Huda? Juicy Pooperos. What does the picture at the end of the story represent? Ali?
The picture at the end of the story represents
Grapes. Did Dion like what he chose at the end? What made you think that? Ahmad?
Yes, Because he said at the end, great.
Yes, because at the end he said great. What is the genre of the story? Nabil?
The genre of the story is
Now, even though it's not a question in this worksheet, what made you think that is a realistic fiction? Lian?
it can happen in real life.
Because it can happen in real life. Yes, Ali?
It has a dialogue.
It has a dialogue. Anything else?
Picture.
It has a picture, but what do we call this picture?
Plot.
What is it, Ali? Illustration. Illustration. Good job. Who is the narrator of this story? Yes, Dana? And outside observer. But let's say that we don't know a question. We don't know the answer to a question in a multiple choice. What do we do if we don't know? And we skip to the other question till we're done with the exam. Then we have to go back to it. And we don't know the answer. What do we do? Yes, Ali? We cross the ones that are
wrong.
We cross the ones that are wrong. So, if Dion is talking while he said, what would he say? He would say, I, right? Dion would say, I said something. Then my sister said something. So it's not Dion, and it's not Ronelli, and it's not Dion and Ronelli's father because he barely spoke in the story. So who is the narrator? An outside observer. What text evidence shows that Ronelli thinks about crunchy cracker stick? Hassan? Yes? They are
Salty and they make me so sick.
thirsty. Good job. Start. What word best describes Ronelli? Let's cross the ones that we're sure that are not correct. Is she bored? Does she seem like, oh my God, why am I here? So she's not bored. Is she bossy? Did she go around telling her brother, do this and don't do that and don't do that? She didn't. Is she rude? She talked to people older than her in a rude way, in a bad way? No. So what? This leaves us with responsible. Based on evidence from the text, Ronelli thinks juicy peppers are unhealthy because they are salty, made you sick, have a lot of sugar, are naturally sweet. Adam? They have a lot of sugar. The other part is writing. We need to use everything we learned in this part. In your writing, you should include one irregular verb, one contraction with not, one main and helping verb, one possessive noun. So these are the things that we need to use while writing. But what are we going to write about? This part.
About school.
Okay.
When we are
Decision can affect your life. Imagine that one day you decided that you don't want to go to school anymore. Write about how this choice would affect your life. Okay? Before starting with the topic, I need you to look at the top part. I need you to write one irregular verb. Do I write the whole paragraph, then I go back and check if I wrote an irregular verb? No. Since the beginning, before I start, I write some of the verbs that I already know. Like went, like saw, and etc. Those are irregular verbs that I might use in my writing. One contraction with not. Nabil, can you give me a contraction with not? Yes, Hassan. Is not enough. Didn't. One main and helping verb. Yes, Lynn? Is playing. etc. and is reading. Possessive noun. Yes, Ali?
Ahmad.
Ahmad.
Ali.
Ali's.
Hassan.
And etc. You start writing and then you go back to the list that you made and use some of the words into your writing, okay? But I need one irregular verb, one contraction with not, one main and helping verb, and one possessive noun, okay? And you start writing about the topic. The topic is not going to school. What would happen if we don't go to school, Lian?
We would not know anything.
We don't know anything about English and all the subjects that we take. Ali, do you have anything that you can't do because you didn't go to school?
If my friend Ahmad talked with me in English, I learned.
Okay, you learn from your friends as well. Okay, you can't be whatever you want when you grow up. Let's say you want to be an engineer, you want to be a doctor, a teacher, a designer. You can't be that if you don't go to school. Okay, that's